Well, just start the regular show. So when Brandon, he can actually sit down for the 5-minute boba when he gets home.
Okay.
This is like when Chris is going to work. There's nothing different here.
That's true.
Yeah, the difference is Chris is in a limo and you're in a school bus. All right, am I doing this?
Work in the morning, not from our bed.
Yeah, no kidding.
So there is a change that's worth noting at the convention from last year. I think we were all VIPs last year. So we were there early Friday and Saturday. There were early entry times for VIPs. And that was a big deal, getting in an hour or two earlier than the main crowds, in terms of us as buyers being able to check out the vendors, seeing what's for sale, grabbing stuff with a limited crowd. Well, they're changing it this year. Now Friday is going to be all VIP, only VIP. And then Saturday and Sunday are general admission. So VIP is going to be limited for Friday. But if you, any of our viewers, if you have a chance to get in there on Friday, highly recommended, because you're going to have pick of the litter of collectibles. And then for anybody who's coming Saturday, come early. If you can't get into VIP, at least come early on Saturday and give yourself, like the head start. Because I know we're going to have some great stuff, and we can still circle around to what everyone else is bringing. For me, I'm focusing on some cool custom stuff, some figures, some mini vehicles, things that'll just be different that nobody else has. That people don't have in their collections already. If you're a focus figure collector, I'll hopefully have that figure for you. So that's what I'm focusing on. I'll have a variety of stuff, but custom stuff too. Charles, what are you looking to bring? For the table. Any other thoughts about what you'd like to see happen while we're there?
I'll probably have weapons and accessories, and my fingers are crossed that CAS just has this epiphany that they will actually grade my stuff, and I'll have just a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not that hopeful though.
Well, you have a lot of stuff still there now. I mean, you still have a good amount of time, right? You have 3-ish months to go, but you have a lot of stuff there. You're waiting to come back, right?
I have a lot of stuff. My oldest stuff is from July for like loose figures, so it's been like 6 months. I'm assuming it should come back in the next month or so. Yeah,
so you're looking to hold on to some of that stuff to bring to the show then?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Most of the I want to bring is that maybe a few vehicles or like larger things, and I'm sure I'll have some loose figures or something. But
I'm curious to know what Brandon's going to bring since he's flying. Like, what are you going to pack? Your suitcase and your drawers with some more Yodas?
Yeah, I'm packing an entire suitcase of Yodas.
You'll have a line of people waiting outside your.
You can just ship me and Charles your stuff, and we can drive it there since we're driving, because you're not going to be able to bring it on the plane.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I got a lot of big stuff that's in cases right now that I just don't want to deal with. I'd rather just sell those and ship them out of here. I already got some people asking for some stuff, and then figures is probably the easiest thing to take if you're flying. That is. Big stuff is just a giant pain.
Now, is it going to be the figures with the hair variant or the non-hair variant?
Well, I mean, the neon pants, the painted pants, the faded limbs, the green vest variants,
the unpainted hands,
the long V's,
short V's,
the medium V's,
Don't forget the medium V's. That's the new thing coming around.
A-wing, the faces of the A-wing.
The ripped.
Oh, sorry, the face. Yeah,
the one with the rips right under the arms.
Faces of the B-wing pilot.
The
many faces.
Bespin Luke.
The foot rub variant.
Yeah, the different hairstyle Luke Skywalkers.
Now,
Yeah, and John is still looking to fill out his collection. He needs face variants number 6, 13, and 15. And so he's going to be scouring at the show for those.
I got 15 in the mail the other day, so we're good.
Oh, congrats.
can you actually make a video of the 16 face variants for the B-Wing? Because people would love to know what these different faces look like.
I'm working on compiling at least a photograph, and I might do a video too of the different variants of the B-Wing facial expressions. Because
and so the pedal car figure that you got, the photo sample, does he have a different variant face than any of the other ones? Because that's a one of a kind.
You know, that is. Well, actually, it's one of a 5. There were 5 of those in the photo.
Okay.
But still.
Is anyone else concerned with how itchy John's shoulder is? Should we be alarmed or?
Thanks for pointing that out, by the way. And I just want to say another thing about, Shane was talking about bringing some custom stuff. I've started something new. It hasn't really taken off yet. I haven't really promoted it a lot. I just kind of threw it out there on Rogue 5 Toys right now, but toy tiles. And we'll get into that again later sometime if you want to. I'll probably be bringing a lot of toy tiles, and there's a couple other things I've got in the works too, as far as like, people always want something kitschy for their collection, something different to help their collection stand out. So we've got the toy tiles, and there's a couple other things that are in the works too, as far as like custom figure not accessories, but something to help show off your.
Just make sure that you actually insert a picture of what the tile is when you were talking, so
Yeah.
they know.
I'll do that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea. I mean, just from only having been there once, it feels like there's a couple of areas that seem to do well. Certainly if people enjoy seeing stuff that they haven't seen before, and that could be anywhere across the hobby, but people are looking for either inexpensive stuff, or they're looking for really, really nice quality stuff, which is going to be higher end in terms of the pricing. And then there's just a lot of artists there. There's a lot of people that are creative and have things that are like that are customs, or their artwork, or they're things that can accompany your collection. So, a lot of those vendors did really well last year. People sold out by Saturday, and they kind of were sitting around with not much to do on Sunday because they just did so well and they sold out. So I'm excited to see that, John. I think anything that's unusual and custom and not the ordinary, people will really be flocking to that.
If anyone is interested in Shane's customs, just go on YouTube and type in 3-year-old finger painting, and you'll see the kids with the paint everywhere. And that's what
Man, you can't
over, and then
say what you will. Say what you will about Shane's customs, man. He's been burning the pavement with those things.
Oh, I know.
I
actually like them a lot. I have the prune face back here.
Yeah.
I have to say, yeah, I mean, somebody said this, Chris, you said this earlier. I was definitely humbled once I started selling those, because I didn't expect them to be as popular as they were. And I don't have any left. They've sold. I had ones that I was like already starting to hold for the show. And then I was in a live sale like 10 days ago, and people were like, just asking for them. And I was like, all right, I'll put them up. And people were kind of, battling over them a little bit. So I was definitely humbled by that, but I'm looking forward. It's just really cold here right now. It's like in the teens right now. And so I've got to wait for some decent weather so I can paint, and I'm looking forward to it. But I will definitely have a lot for the show. I'm going to be ready. I'm just excited.
Not to change the subject, but when are we going to release the video of the old women in the factory making these figures, so that everyone can finally liberate me and know that I had been telling the truth this whole time? Brandon was the only person who actually had my back.
Well, the video, we have the Palatoy video, and I've integrated it into last week's episode.
Oh, okay.
Of course, we're recording right now, so we can't go and watch tonight's episode. So tonight's episode is last week's episode. So
we should almost do a video where we all watch that together and just commentate on it, like Mystery Science Theater, like. And there was also some, I think I mentioned this previously, there was also some really cool stuff that was in one of the Star Wars Celebration speaks. They did some sort of a panel, and they put up a lot of photography from the different factories and showed how the individual parts are painted and how they were laid out in trays. I was just super enthralled by that, to see how these, the process, everybody likes like how to make things like videos. There's been shows on how do they make this and how do they make that. Well, for us to see how they made vintage Star Wars was really fun.
You sent that out, Shane, and I couldn't watch it. It was
so long.
It was so is your shoulder okay, Shane?
It was very itchy. I'm so sorry.
It was so boring. It was so dry. I tried watching a little bit of it, and it was just like hours long of just nonsense.
No, and in fact, I didn't watch any of it. All I did was skim through the video to like where they put up a new photo. Every time they put up a new photo on the screen in this panel, I stopped and just checked out the photo for myself.
Are we talking about the video of Star Wars? Or are we talking about the Book of Boba episodes 1 through 4?
Those are the videos that you just skim through and just look for different images.
Boring and dry. That's how I would describe Book of Boba. Boring and dry.
Well, we're going to talk about that another time. But since we were all there last year, who has some advice for someone else for this year, what to look for, or just like a tip or a trick or something for somebody? Does anyone?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah. I think Shane probably should have the best tip of them all.
I don't know what that tip is supposed to be, but
the tip is that how you said you went there last year, not one, but you made friends right away. You met John, you met Charles, you met Brandon, and look how close the 5 of us are. So even if you're going by yourself, if you're afraid or worried that you're not going to have anyone to talk to, there's so many people there. Like the 5 of us became so close in one day of meeting.
Yeah. And there's a little bit, there's a couple of folks that we met there. It's a small, smaller group that it's a little bit of lore. I was in a live sale with of Michael Havens, and I just, was kind of, it was a quiet moment. I just asked some questions about it when I was thinking of going at the last minute. It was like 10 days before when I booked. And he, said, and he was half joking, but he was serious. He said, it doesn't matter that you're by yourself. It doesn't matter that you don't have any like local friends who collect. Just go. I guarantee you'll make friends there. And I was just like, yeah, right. And he was like, I promise you, if you don't make a friend there, I will refund your full, ticket price, which was, a couple $100. And I was just like, you know what? It's like, I've been trapped in this house. It was COVID. I was like, just got vaccinated. Like, I got to get out of this house. So I went, just kind of for those reasons. And I was excited, but I got there and it was like, yeah, I'm sitting in this bar area having a drink. It's Thursday night, first night I got here. Like there's not a lot of people that arrived yet. And then, boom, by like the end of that night even, I already was hanging out with people and just having a great time. So, yeah, you're right, Chris. That's the biggest tip. If you like vintage Star Wars, if you like modern Star Wars, if you like toy lines, they have a lot of stuff there. Just come. Introduce yourself. Don't be shy. You'll meet people in the lobby. You'll meet people at the show. It's just so much fun to get to talk to others who are passionate about collecting. So definitely, don't be scared off if you don't know anybody yet.
So you got there Thursday morning. You went to the bar Thursday night, and you slept over John's house within his room Thursday night. I mean, that's a pretty good day.
I don't know who was sleeping where that you were thinking of, but no, I got there at like 3 PM, settled in, came down, like around happy hour time, got some dinner. And, I sat around chatting with some people in the bar area for like an hour. And then that's it. I started walking around and actually meeting people that were there for the show. And so it was really fun. And John and I had chatted a little bit fairly recently before the show. And I didn't know who the hell any of the rest of the 3 of you guys were. But John was like, yeah, I know these idiots that we can go meet up with. And so that was the end of that. Next thing I knew, I was at the Waffle House and we were all like hungover trying to pick out something off the menu.
You showed up Thursday afternoon. Next thing you know, it's Friday morning and you wondered where the roofie came from.
It said I saw the roofie before I took it. It said "Made in Georgia" on it, but that's all I saw.
Didn't you sleep in John's room?
No.
Oh, I thought you guys roomed together.
Well,
he doesn't remember. He doesn't remember.
That's the funny thing that John and I have been joking about for like a year now, or however long it's been, 6-7 months. We did touch base with each other beforehand, and John was like, I have two, I have two beds in the room, and I don't have anybody I'm splitting with. If you want to go in on a room, and really the number one thing was it was like still full blown COVID time, and I was just like, I don't know what it's going to be like there. There's a lot of talk about how the safety measures and everything, and I'm like, I think I'm just going to get my own room because that's my place to go and unmask and just now it's so different now, but back then it was still everybody was still kind of freaked out by it. And then I was nervous that John was going to be touching me while I was sleeping. I mean, that's like the secondary thing. But
so now,
it was COVID time. And I just said, let me just go and be safe and just feel comfortable. But now,
you'll sleep with John. Not a big deal.
Yeah. It took a year to convince him.
And, of course, as soon as we were hanging out like that weekend, like mid-weekend, I was clearly aware like, oh, it's so stupid that I'm, paying $800 or $900 for a room instead of splitting a room with you because, we were hanging out all weekend. So now we're being smarter about it, and making it a little bit more affordable because it was expensive last year between flying and the hotel and all the stuff I bought, geez.
I thought did your wife come too or no?
No, she was home with the kids.
Okay. Shane was by himself. He was at the bar drinking by himself going,
No, I was drinking with like 13 different Boba Fetts at the bar, remember?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and they were all going,
Yeah, so I'm interested to see, what the setup will be like this year. I think it'll be obviously a bit more relaxed with COVID stuff. Like it was kind of stringent last year, and I think they weren't as spread out as they wanted to be because of that. But and there were some limitations, right? Like the menu at the hotel was a little bit limited, and you kind of had to like order food at the bar and like get it into go containers. And so there was some little stuff like that I'm hoping will be a little bit nicer this year. But no complaints for me.
Like figure out a better way to get there because we drove last year and it was a 15-hour car ride. And we left at 8 o'clock at night after we were up all day taking care of our kids, our houses, our families. Then we get into a car to drive 15 hours. And honestly, it was the dumbest mistake we've ever made because we were so tired. We couldn't keep our eyes open. We were literally like switching back and forth every 15 minutes on driving because we couldn't let.
So that being all said, are you not planning to drive again this year?
Oh, no, of course we're driving again. Absolutely.
All the flights are just really weird, like times.
Yeah.
Not even the money. It's the times of the flights are just so off.
I don't know if I buy that. That's not a good enough reason because there's still going to be more flights that show up between now and then. I was happy with my times, but I like to fly. Not everybody likes to fly.
All the flights are showing up like Thursday night, or you get there Friday. I want to get there Thursday, like mid-afternoon or something.
Yeah. All right. So maybe I'll start checking into it too, and we'll keep an eye. But
here's my plan going forward for this year. Me and Charles are going to drive. Shane's going to be in the trunk, and all Shane's going to do is talk for 15 hours. He'll keep us awake the whole time because he just doesn't shut up. So we'll never fall asleep or have a problem. So it'll be great.
Yeah, they're just going to put like a case of Rockstar in the back or Red Bull and just 17 packs of beef jerky. And that's going to have me wired for 15 hours.
Are you going to come in the car with us or what? Are you driving down with us?
I want to drive down with you guys. In my head, I'm a little back and forth because is a long friggin' drive. But
he's flying.
I like to fly, and it was so easy to fly last year. I mean, it's like an hour and 30 or 45-minute flight. It's so easy, but I guess it also depends on what I would want to bring, but I don't know that I'm going to be bringing a lot of large stuff. So if you guys will have me, I'm definitely open to that, but I haven't locked anything down.
He's flying.
30 hours in a car to go away for 3 days that's a lot.
I just think it's a better way for us to get closer, Shane.
You're already so close with John. You slept with him after like 3 hours knowing him last year, and now you're sleeping in the same room this year.
Yeah. Brandon,
And
do you hear these guys fighting over me? Is this exciting?
You're actually sleeping with Brandon this year. So now it's Brandon and John. It's a threesome in there.
It's a sandwich.
Is Brandon even going, or he's just combing his hair in the background? I don't know.
Can't Brandon fly himself there? Like, why is he even? He should be flying and picking all of us up.
Because I fly helicopters, Shane. Helicopters go slower than cars.
Oh, really? Yeah, see, I don't know that.
They actually go faster than cars, but not by much.
All right, well. I got
Hey,
nothing.
he's like, you know what, Brandon, you're right.
So, John, remind us, it's about a 2.5 hour drive for you?
Yeah, it's about 2.5 hours for me.
Oh, that's cake. That's cake.
Yeah.
John, can you actually pick up some of that famous pizza from the pizzeria and bring it there for us to try?
Yeah, because it'll be so much better cold, day old.
I mean, we have this place in Ringgold called Little Caesars. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. But, man.
Pizza.
It's grandma pizza.
The mozzarella on that Little Caesars.
Well, we're gonna seek out some good food while we're there too. I want to do like a Saturday night. We'll go out because it just seems like it's so much fun downtown, and we didn't really hit that last year. But there's a lot of good food down there too.
I think we should do a raffle there also. We should do some kind of like a promotion for a raffle where everyone picks numbers, and then maybe at the end, whoever's there, we put all the numbers in a box or a ball or something. We shake it up and we pick it and we give that winner a prize.
Yeah,
I was thinking of that also.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
I'm excited about the fact that we're there really like for twofold too. We're going to have tables and we're going to, it's the podcast. We're going to be doing some recording stuff, but it's the 5 Idiots Talking Toys podcast. Please subscribe. And a lot of people know us. Funny enough, a lot of people know us from Rogue 5 Toys who, kind of know of the podcast, but don't necessarily listen regularly. So it'll be exciting that people will kind of maybe know us and stop by for one of those two reasons.
Yeah, I'm actually hoping to promote the podcast more than I am the sales page because I want the podcast to get bigger than what it is.
Yeah, to me, the sales page is kind of like a byproduct and a fun, add-on or, kind of sister deal. But the podcast is the podcast is really the most fun. I mean, I throw stuff up there occasionally to sell, but I have fun doing this.
I know Brandon has so much fun on both. He's so talkative on the podcast, and he sells so much on Rogue 5.
Hey, I was on for 6 hours last night, all right? So don't give me that crap.
Brandon was on fire last night, guys.
Shane has in 2 years.
What do you say? You sold more?
Yeah.
I've sold more on that page than Shane has in the last 2 years.
Yeah. No, he was killing it last night.
Yeah, I'm really happy to see how good the page was with your live sale because I've been wanting to do a live sale. I know Charles has been wanting to do a live sale. So it's actually good that now we can do a live sale on our own page. And as long as we get like 25, 30 people, that's a big enough crowd for me.
Yeah, and the funniest moment I told you guys, I messaged you guys last night. I was sitting there watching Brandon's live sale on the couch, having dinner with my wife, and she, Brandon's like ruffling around in the background, and you can hear him like going through garbage bags or like, working on his recycling or I don't know what he was doing. And my wife goes, "What is he doing over there?" And I go, "I don't know." And she goes, "He's not even talking." And I go, "Well, yeah, but he's probably getting the next figure out or whatever." And she goes, "Maybe something's wrong with his video." And I said, "I don't think so." She goes, "Aren't you supposed to talk the whole time?" And I said, "No, not everybody talks the whole time." She goes, "Because I hear you talking the whole time." She's like, "Isn't he supposed to be talking?" Well, and I said, no, he doesn't talk as much.
I don't know. You got to become an expert at talking to yourself because it's a little awkward in the beginning, at least if you're doing the sale. I know when John had that other guy that he was doing the sale with, when I first started watching John's sales, live on camera, It was great. I was like, I got to meet this guy.
Yeah, I was locked in from that moment. I was like, when is this convention already?
I was like, man, sitting there talking to yourself for 6 hours it'll drive you crazy. Like after that, I was like, I'm exhausted.
Yeah, I was trying to explain that to my wife last night. I was saying, you're basically talking to yourself. And she looked at me like I was crazy. I said, well, you're talking to the people, but they can only respond like text messages back. So whenever I did a sale and Brandon would jump in or Eric Ehrlich would jump in, it would break it up. And for an hour or 2 hours, you'd have somebody to talk to.
When you're talking about Shane talking to himself, it's not a problem. I think he actually talks to the wall all night long. But for Brandon and for a normal person, it's definitely a lot harder to do.
You know what it is? I've come to realize this now that I work from home. I don't talk all day. I'm just in a room by myself working, and I don't say a word. So as soon as I have any audience, anybody who's in earshot, I can't stop talking. It's all saved up.
You're like a dog. Someone's got to walk your mouth.
I'm like the dog when you get home. I'm waiting by the door to start talking to you.
Hey, how was your day? Good. How was yours? I mean, mine was okay. I didn't even tell you how my day was, Shane. That's so funny that your wife thought you were supposed to talk the whole time. And what's wrong? He's not talking.
Yeah, she thought there was something wrong with your feed. All right, guys. So we're excited about the convention. We thought it would be a good idea to start talking about that. It's a couple months away, but we're all starting to gear up a bit. We're going to have hopefully some banners at our table and some fun promotional stuff about the show. We really appreciate you watching. Please, again, subscribe to this channel. If you're on Spotify, give us a follow there, but also come on over to YouTube and check out the great instructional and educational videos about the hobby that we're putting up on a weekly basis. And we're going to see a lot of you guys in April. We're looking forward to it. Definitely seek us out. We're going to have a big booth, but find us.
If you're planning on going to the show and you're by yourself and you don't know anyone, just go anyway. Come to our booth and hang out with us. That's fine. You guys already have 5 idiots as friends, so we're good to go.
We'll guarantee you that Shane will talk to you.
And we're also going to include on the banners, we're going to include the Wheelminster's hotel room number. So you're going to be able to stop by at theirs, where they are at any time of night and just bang on the door. They'll welcome you in and maybe they'll sell you some stuff. All right, everyone. Thanks very much for joining us on another episode of 5 Idiots Talking Toys. Please, again, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and we want to hear you in the comments. Let us know what you're looking forward to at the upcoming ICCC convention in Nashville in April. We had a fun time tonight talking about that, some of our plans, and we're looking forward to being vendors there and meeting a lot of you folks throughout the whole weekend. So once again, thanks for joining us. We will check you next time. Have a good night.